Hello, AGB here, aka Aurora Guinevere Price, here with Crimson Rafflesia, which is a visual novel demo. I've never done a visual novel before, so this should be very interesting. So, let me see if I can turn the volume down a bit first. Okay, it's a bit loud for me. Now, I don't know how these work. So, yeah, this is very, very interesting indeed. Oh, music. I'm scared. As a toddling young baby capable of wandering off, I would sit wobbling on my mother's lap while my father lit the candles of my birthday cake. Normally, lights hurt my eyes, but the light coming from the flames was strangely captivating. My first thought when I saw them was, they are so beautiful. Fire is so pretty. I'm scared. For the first time in my life, it dawns on me that fire and blood are both red. The whole world has become a giant birthday candle, a twisted joke, a twisted universe. This is the truth. I run and run. I'm afraid that if I don't run now, I never will again. I scream at the top of my lungs. Sirs! But I can't hear my own voice. Not when everyone else's death cries are ringing in my ears like this. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to die. I don't want to become like them. Scarlet flames look all the way to the sky. The earth is stained red. The sky is painted black. It's gruesome. And it's trying to swallow me. And swallow me whole. Swallow me whole. I look down at Papa and Mama, except they can't be Papa and Mama, because Papa and Mama aren't red, aren't shredded, aren't blank, aren't blank, aren't blank. I don't know what that word's supposed to be. Gush covered. I scream a scream that rips my vocal cords. I scream and scream until I can scream no more. But I am granted no such luxury to keep screaming. A man with a bayonet charges at me. I run away as fast as I can as gunshots resound deafeningly behind me. Beside me, someone trips. I turn as I run. I see the half-dead little girl reaching out feebly. Help me. Her face is stained with tears and blood, a fresh, groveling mess. She reaches out a hand, desperate. Her lips are chapped and overwhelmed by fear that renders her unable to form words. Behind her, the dark shadow of a man looms ominously. Please. I offer no assistance. I want to live. I can hear the man striking her down, steel stabbing flesh. She dead too, I guess. Her face is frozen in a silent scream. Her throat gurgles. It looks almost poetic. I run away as fast as I can. I run as high as my legs can take me, until I can watch the land below burning like a lost hell. And then, for some reason, something in me awakens. Something that shouldn't be there. Something that whispers delicately into my ear. This is beautiful. This is so pretty. I freeze. I stop screaming. I stop running. I collapse. I watch on. Blood. Death. Everywhere. But none of it reaches me. The world has become a giant birthday candle. A very, very pretty birthday candle, drenched in charming scarlet. Crimson Rafflesia. Now this is as far as I've gotten, because I did kind of test it out a little through just seeing how it would go. And that's where I stopped. I didn't read any of it. I'm scared. I'm falling from the top of a building. My first instinct is fear. After all, falling can be scary. My second emotion is glory. Arrogant pride as I hear the loathsome detective shriek his last as he claws desperately, his face shriveling. But my final emotion is relief. Relief that finally I've saved her. She's safe. Nobody will hurt her any longer. Thank goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just wish that in the future we can play together again. With some other time. For now, farewell. I'm scared. Boy. I killed him, didn't I? Outside an old church, the young boy shivered, desolate. Desperately trying to deny everything but failing. But denial can only get you so far. When it dawns, I think that's a typo. When it dawns on you that the truth will remain the truth no matter what, you finally lose hope. I killed him, didn't I? I got an email. Do it. After all, there is no use in denying the truth. What happened was an absolute fact. You should have left me alone, you know. How could I? If I had left you alone, then you would... Be dead? On the ground, the boy forced a wry smile, looking down pitifully. You should stay away from me. Oh no, he's a vampire. He's a vampire. I bet he's a vampire. The girl watched him. She fidgeted a little and then lowered her head. Just leave me alone. The boy turned away guiltily. She did not move. And so he took a deep breath, clenching his fist. Told her those words. I don't want you to die. I don't want to kill you too. So please, stay away from me. Or else I'll kill you too. I don't know if I'm gonna complete this all the way. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna complete this all the way. I think I'll probably just play for a few minutes. This will probably be just a one-shot deal. You're a bit slow, my sweet. At this rate, the tea will get cold. At the sight of the man at the desk, tapping his foot impatiently, the servant girl immediately begins to tremble and flush furiously. I'm sorry, master. With that, she attempts to quicken her pace, her shaking almost causing the teacup to topple over. The man immediately reacts with a well-practiced movement to save the tea from harm. I can't help it with the music. I feel like I have to say it all like 20s noir femme fatale. That was a close call, wasn't it? The young maid shudders with sheer embarrassment as she bows apologetically. I'm so sorry, master. I'm so sorry. Heath Pearson grins. The young girl is just too adorable when flustered. For Heath Pearson, there is no greater pleasure than seeing this adorable young woman tremble in fear. I think this guy might have issues. It was the reason why he made it a habit to hire the youngest possible maids that, well, do not infringe on labor age limits. Ooh, this guy definitely has issues. I think I'm gonna like him. Unable to resist his urge any longer, he pulls her close to his chest and ruffles her hair fondly. Okay, maybe I don't like this guy. Ah! You're just too cute, my darling. Master, I don't think this is right. I'm supposed to help you pour your tea and take notes. Right? She looks up quizzically, her cheeks pink, her small figure shaking. I feel like I'm gonna do all the narrator bits in the style of William Shatner, okay? But you're not just a maid to me, my dear. You see, I cared for you the moment I laid eyes on you. Don't you feel privileged knowing that? The girl's face turns bright red as she begins to stammer incoherently. Again, Parison laughs, enchanted by her blushing face. Out of all the maids he hired, his favorite has to be this one. A childish, pale white face that flushes with color at the slightest provocation, and a cute, youthful, messily cropped haircut, all too enticing, and all his. So just let me hold you like this for a little while, my dear. Is that all right?
But I...
It's an order, my dear.
Oh. Well, if it's an order, then I can't refuse.
The mission is simple. We use this card to sneak into the mansion. We eliminate every guard we see, and we take the head of Heath Parison. Oh, they're gonna come kill him now. But he's just trying to have some fun. Simple enough?
But Mr. Goldstein, are you sure it's safe for you to enter into the fray yourself? It may be dangerous, even for someone with your skills.
Don't you worry, Henry. The Wilshire Corporation is on our side this time. They will be behind us, providing reinforcements as necessary. Besides, with our superior weapons, do you think Heath Parison and his minions will stand a chance? Goldstein opens the bag at his feet to reveal an array of firearms and various modern weaponry. The boy, named Henry Lenore, gasps, clearly impressed. However, we should not try to use guns unless absolutely necessary. The noise will startle Parison, and then everything would be for naught. But Wilshire Corporation? Aren't they our enemies? I do not understand. How could they possibly be helping us? The Parisons work for them, don't they? I do not understand that either, but I understand that the Parisons have wronged the director somehow. This is our chance. Finally, we can have revenge on that lecherous man and his disgusting family. The long-lasting feud between the two great families of Goldstein and Parison is not one to be taken lightly. The Parisons are sneaky, greedy. Many times they have wronged the Goldsteins, and the Goldsteins could do nothing but watch as they erased every trace of their wrongdoings by making use of their connections with the Wilshire Corporation. Wilshire Corporation is not a company to be taken lightheartedly in this ruined, corrupted, crime-ridden country with its pathetic, incompetent government. Wilshire pretty much controls everything from behind the scenes. The final straw was when Heath Parison lured Robert Goldstein's daughter Chloe over to his house with a pretext of having a nice chat and a little surprise party. Oh, I think I know what kind of surprise party you mean. Anyway, Goldstein never knew what Parison did to her, but she went utterly mad after that and wouldn't speak a word. Yet, he was able to cover all of his tracks and remain unscathed. He must have got some pretty powerful connections. Such an act was utterly unforgivable. Now Robert Goldstein and Henry Lenore want nothing but a slow, agonizing death for the monster named Heath Parison. Heath Parison holds her in his arms for only about 5 seconds. Yet, those 5 seconds feel like an eternity of bliss to him. The young girl squirms out of his arms as politely as she can. She stands up, still wobbling uncomfortably. What kind of hug was this? Her body is stiff, as if she had been desperately trying to hold something back. Heath Parison notices and drops his face to be level with hers. Do you dislike me, sugar?
No, master.
Really?
I like you very much, master. Because I only have you. I only have my master.
Her voice is firm, resolute. With that, Pearson grins and pulls her into his arms again. I knew you'd say that, my dear. That's why I like you more than the others. Mr. Goldstein, sir? What is it? May I ask? Where did you get the key from? Is it also from the Wilshire Corporation? Goldstein knows his enemies well. Every guard and every resident of the mansion carries a key to the back entrance. This very key. Yes! Director Faraday's son gave this to me. He's the one who is leading this operation. Goldstein passes Henry the slightly faded copper key, which glints eerily in the moonlight. There is a small name tag dangling from it. Show. Did the Wilshire Corporation steal this? I wouldn't rule out the possibility of them doing something like that. They do have rather skillful assistants, after all. I guess so. The time has come. To talk of shoes and ships of sailing wax and whether pigs have wings. Something like that. It's now or never. Robert Goldstein knows that once he charges, it will begin. I'm going. Heath Pearson finally looses its constricting grip on the small girl in his arms, ignoring her weak little coughs as she stumbles away. He'll just stop here today. He'll have more fun with her tomorrow. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge, wink, nudge, 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 wink, wink. For good measure, he purposely spills his tea on the floor just to see the maid's flustered expression as she rushes to clean it up. After having teased her slightly, Pearson lounges on his chair. There's a nagging feeling at the back of his mind. Something wrong is happening, but he doesn't know what it is. Was there a chore he needed to do for the crazy Director Faraday that he has forgotten about? Did he forget his daily reminder to the guards to knock on his door before entering? Did he forget to take out the trash? A whole series of possibilities were floating through his mind. Finally, he sits back and relaxes. It's probably nothing. Of course, it's probably just nothing. The young girl notices his slight worry and peers at him quizzically. Is there something wrong, Master? Why do you think something is wrong? You look worried, Master. You worry too much. Ooh! Anyway. With that, he moves over to the young maid and begins stroking her hair. I thought you were going to have fun with her tomorrow. Make up your mind. Pearson's guards are surprisingly easy to handle. Still, Goldstein makes sure to knock them out instead of killing them. Robert Goldstein considers himself a man of morals, unlike Pearson. He manages to sneak through the manor as discreetly as possible. He is here for Heath Pearson's head, and Heath Pearson's head only. With that said, he does not want to cause more casualties than necessary. He has left Henry outside the mansion to await his return. His orders to Henry were simple. If Goldstein does not return by the appointed time, Henry is to call for reinforcements from Director Faraday. Finally, he sees the door to Pearson's room and brutally kicks it down. Ha! Huh? Ah! Just as Goldstein expected, he managed to take Heath Pearson completely by surprise. There he is, lounging on a plush armchair, a shocked young maid in his arms. Heath Pearson pushes her off and jumps upright immediately, horrified. You! Yes, me! This is checkmate. With all those years of humiliation and hatred stirring inside of him, Goldstein has no problem pointing the pistol at Pearson, ready to kill. Wait, calm down. I can explain. He pulls the trigger. The moment Goldstein pulled the trigger, Heath Pearson knew he was going to die. His mind wouldn't accept it, yet his body did. That was why he couldn't move, yet he is still alive. Why? Who? Heath Pearson knows that it couldn't have been himself. Goldstein's shocked expression also reveals that it wasn't him. It was the maid, wasn't it? Then, who was it? Wait, there was a third person in the room, wasn't there? It was totally the maid. You. What? Neither man understands what is going on. Oh. Hello. The shy young maid is standing upright, an unmistakable smirk on her face. In her hand is a knife. Heath Harrison can't accept the sight standing before his eyes. She was his maid, a servant whose job is to cower in fear and cook and clean. Yet now... No. More importantly, there's another pressing question. Did she just slice a bullet in half? Definitely not. There's no way something like that can happen. A bullet moves at a speed of more than 900 miles an hour. It would be utterly impossible for any human being, no matter how skilled, to follow that speed with normal eyes, let alone use a simple knife to block it. Yes, indeed, it isn't possible. With due horror, Heath Harrison realizes that the knife is in truth merely for show. The lights in my room keep flickering. It's creeping me out. Anyway, even without the knife, she could have stopped that bullet just as easily. The bullet had completely disintegrated without a single trace. Goldstein can't believe his eyes. Of course, he had noticed the young maid when he entered the room, but had merely disregarded her as a simple domestic servant who posed no threat. Yet, what lay before his eyes right now betrays his expectations completely. Messily cut, pale hair that looks utterly unsuitable on a dignified housekeeper, a childish face with a maddened grin and those scarlet eyes, and a gleaming knife, all surrounded by a dull, threatening aura.
This is the first time I've tried using a simple knife to do this. It's a bit less flexible than a sword, don't you think?
The girl's question isn't directed to anyone in particular. Both men remain frozen in disbelief. The strange aura of dread emitting from the previously shy and easily flustered young girl is way too much to bear.
Hey, aren't you going to say something?
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I clicked out of the box. I didn't mean to do it. Anyway.
Aren't you going to shoot?
The taunt in the girl's voice echoes through the room, completely erasing the meekness of her earlier behavior. Goldstein wants to say something, but his voice is stuck in his throat. In the end, he only manages one line. I don't hurt women. The room freezes again with cold, chilling silence. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, the silence is broken with a cold, childish laughter. I suppose I will make the first move then. She charges. Everything, her pace, her speed, her skill, speaks to Goldstein of an astonishing amount of hardened experience. Heath Harrison can only watch, his body frozen, his mouth agape. Robert Goldstein, however, is quick to realize that this means nothing. The overconfident girl has managed to take him by surprise earlier. However, she now no longer has that precious chance to succeed, thanks to her gloating. He has a gun, while she is armed only with a knife that hardly even looks suitable for combat purposes. It is clear who has the upper hand. Robert Goldstein doesn't hurt women, and this is only a child. However, desperate times call for desperate measures. He raises his pistol with the intention to kill. Huh? The girl didn't even dodge, yet the bullets just won't hit. The knife she's gripping... Oh! The bullets. I think he's kind of dead. Stabbing pain shoots through his abdomen, followed by a duller, but even more intense agony. He knows that he has been stabbed, but what is this other feeling? He looks down. To his utter horror, he realizes that the flesh around the stab... that the flesh around his stab wound is turning black.
Hey, Mr. Goldstein, do you want to hear a riddle? What is Mozart doing in his grave?
Stop this! What do you think you're doing? How? Why? The answer is decomposing. Get it? He's a composer who later decomposes. That's my favorite joke. That's a good joke. I'll leave your master alone, so please stop this. I can't hear you. Stop what? What do you want me to stop doing? You need to be clear, you know, or I won't understand. You're an adult, aren't you? Aren't adults supposed to know how to be clear and concise when asking for what they want? Convinced that the knife is the cause of this horrible torment, Goldstein grips the hilt and pulls it out. However, it doesn't stop. His blood turns black and congeals, and his flesh continues to rot. The putrid stench seeps through the room. Even Heath Pearson has to cover his nose, still unable to move out of his current position of fear. Eventually, despite his screaming and pleading, Goldstein's entire body decays away, the foul liquid seeping into the carpets. When he's sure that his earlier attacker is as dead can be, Heath Pearson finally stands up shaking. And this is where I will leave you. So, this has been Crimson Rafflesia, a visual novel. This is obviously a demo. And, so far it seems pretty interesting. I mean, I don't do visual novels. So this is the first visual novel that I've ever actually, like, looked at. And I gotta say, there's some really good writing in here. There's definitely some good writing in here. I mean, I don't know how to really critique it, but I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because this was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Anyway, I'll go ahead and leave you guys here, because I have other stuff that I want to get done so that I can have more stuff for you so that everything can be awesome. Alright, so anyway, this has been AGP, aka Aurora, Queen of Your Price. I will see you all later. Goodbye!